All right. What's up? What's up, you guys? So listen, we promised y'all that we would be back to review Wonder Woman 84. We said we was gonna do it like right after Christmas, but let me be clear. A couple of things happened. The first thing that happened was, the holidays just kind of flew by me. Like it was like a blur. There was so much going on or whatever. And number two, the movie just wasn't that good.
Get out the break.
We just gonna go right there. We're not gonna ease into it. We're not gonna ease into it.
No build up, no nothing. Just it's up.
They didn't ease into me with that bullshit they put on my screen. Let's start at the beginning. So we are here to review Wonder Woman 84. Now, all of us have been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it as a Wonder Woman fan enthusiast for many, many years. I still have the Wonder Woman the TV series on my box set. I still got the DVDs. Okay, I am a Wonder Woman fan. Okay, Face is a comic book connoisseur. Okay, so he has it from a different angle. And Meek, do you fall somewhere in between the two, or
yeah? I mean, I don't have the Wonder Woman box set, but I did watch the show growing up. I did love it.
I had the Wonder Woman Under Rules.
Oh.
Okay.
Was that TMI?
TMI. But I was truly a fan of the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. So yeah, I follow you.
The Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Okay.
Even drove past her house. And was like, hey, Linda. Oh.
I know, right. So I was hoping to run into her one day, but I probably been one of them crazy people that have been calling her like Diana instead of Linda. I might have been one of those people. You know what I'm saying?
She'd be looking at you like,
Right. I probably be like, can you twirl for me? Can you twirl? And they'd be like, girl.
Even the good thing that she did. And she was like, what?
Right. So, questions. The movie starts off with, now let me tell you something. For me, that was my favorite part of the whole movie. That opening sequence of the Amazon Olympics with young Diana.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that got my hopes up.
Right. Okay. I did not like the fact that her aunt did not let her win. I was like, she outsmarted them hoes. Why she gonna win?
That's how it was, honestly, when I first saw it.
She'd have lost anyway, because she missed the witch card.
Yeah, but when she missed that other target, her aunt was like, hey, you can't sidestep a process and still expect to be the winner. So I was like, yeah, clothesline her ass. She gonna learn next time. Because she would have won if she had paid attention to what she was doing. She would have followed looking back.
She wanted to see how far she was winning by.
Right. Yeah. I knew she was in trouble when she kept looking back. Girl, don't look back. Don't worry about what's going on behind you. Pay attention.
What happened was what I had in my head when I was watching. I was like, man, she gonna catch a branch to the face.
Right. I was like, why are you looking behind?
I was dying when the joke actually happened. I had to pause the movie for a second because I was laughing my ass off.
I mean, ain't nothing. Look, in a race, ain't nothing behind you but your ass and first place losers. So,
exactly.
You never look backwards. If ain't nobody in front of you, then you winning.
Exactly. Never worry about what's going on behind you. Never. That is never your issue or your concern. Okay. So that was that. And again, I was here for all of it. And then we fast forward to, we see this whole sequence of Diana
living the most wackest, loneliest life of all time.
Right. But we see her going through the years of all of the different places she's been and all that bullshit. And nobody realized her ass wasn't getting older. But okay, moving on. She's living in DC. It looked like she was actually in the Watergate. I don't know.
Right. That's how did she live in the Watergate?
Looked like she lived in the Watergate.
Did she get an apartment across the street like that we miss? Right.
In 1984. She's working at the Smithsonian.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they had keys to the damn the airfield at the Air Space Museum, but
we're gonna get there. And she was actually working as an anthropologist or whatever. And that whole moment for me, I was like, well, that, and she's still pining after Steve. After
no, it wasn't. All right, it wasn't that she missed Steve. It was the life she was living. Like, yo, did you just turn into a desperate housewife? Like, without a husband? Like, what kind of life are you? Like, this is what you do. In your spare time outside of work, this is what you're doing, looking up at the sky, the airplanes go by, and eating restaurants by yourself, but ain't ordering no food.
That part I kind of understood because she's been living for what, like 5,000 years without Steve. And I think she was trying to say, you think of 1984, at that point, we ain't but maybe 10, 15 years off of the women's movement. So I think they were trying to show that she was trying to live as close to a human life as she possibly could. And at that time, that's what she saw as normal.
Word? Indeed. All right. I don't remember DC being like that. Can I say that was the cleanest I've never seen DC in my life, though?
Especially in 1984 DC.
84 DC. I'm like, yo, did they miss the riot? Like, what?
They missed a lot. They missed a lot.
I was like, yo, is that the Fire Plaza?
So
clean as hell.
Okay, so can we talk about that whack ass mall scene with when did she become Batman? When did Wonder Woman become Batman and she was just out here stopping crime from happening?
Yo, that's when I was like, okay, that's when I really started getting annoyed and pissed off. Because all right, not only because I was trying to figure out who'd be mad at, because I'm like, well, not only I don't think the director, writer, or producers did any Wonder Woman research at all. Like comic book, the new movies, the old Justice League, the new Justice League, Super Friends. Anything.
Did you say something?
But look though, at that point, I'm not even sure that these people even saw the first movie.
Oh yeah.
At that point, I'm like, did they even see the first movie? Because this is not how this is supposed to roll. I'm like, what happened to the extracurricular ass kickery she used to be doing?
Right.
What is this feel good foolishness that we got going on here?
Right. And somehow, miraculously, the robbery that she was able to stop at the mall is connected to her job because the jewelry store was selling illegal items in the back room, and so there's this ancient wishing stone, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
How we feel about that? How we feel about this wishing stone that miraculously ended up in the Smithsonian?
It was fine, I guess. The story had to go somewhere, but
it had to go somewhere.
It had to go somewhere, but they didn't have to go where it went. Look, I don't. My disbelief is high because I'm in the sci-fi, fantasy, and all of that. But I was sitting there struggling, like, are y'all serious right now?
Right.
They were dead ass serious on that. Yeah.
And it was amazing how oblivious everybody was.
I'm gonna be straight up honest with you.
Huh?
I'm gonna be straight up honest. This is how much I enjoyed the movie. Right. And I know that Wonder Woman is a DC comic. This is how much I enjoyed it. I'm standing with Marvel. I fell asleep like 3 times in that movie.
Let me tell you how bad the movie was for me. By the time it got to the end, I totally missed Linda Carter because I was no longer paying attention. Somebody had to be like, "Oh yeah, you caught the cameo from Linda Carter." I said, "When?" Yeah, I had to go back and find it because I wasn't even watching it no more.
I lost interest to the point where I was scrolling Facebook. I had to keep pausing it and going back.
Then you know you was desperate when you was scrolling Facebook.
I saw online.
I so tried.
I saw online somebody say that Linda Carter was in it. And I was like, damn, that must be when I was asleep.
I'm like, I can't believe that a studio put out a movie about a female heroine that was worse than Captain Marvel.
And it was worse than Captain Marvel.
How did you do that?
I saw Captain Marvel in the movie theater. If I was there in the movie theater, I probably would have wanted to walk out. Like, oh yeah, you were with me. I probably would have wanted to walk out. Like, it was that bad for me.
Okay, I'm gonna need y'all not to rag on Captain Marvel. I actually enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying it wasn't in that whole phase. That wasn't the best movie.
But see, the thing about it is, in all honesty, I think because I read prior to that it was part of Marvel, but the first movie people wouldn't have felt like it fit in. So I think I wasn't expecting too much. What the fuck? No, I'm on the podcast. Thank you. Sorry.
we can edit that out in post-production. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah, I enjoy Captain Marvel, but so wait a minute, what part did Linda Carter play in Wonder Woman 84?
She just did a cameo at the credits. They tried to do a Marvel.
She was the golden thingy.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And so let's just fast forward.
Oh yeah, speaking of that. All right.
Okay. We're supposed to say spoiler alert before we started this.
I already put that in the title. So if you click on this,
I'm like, look, how is the armor that's supposed to have withheld all of mankind being torn apart by Cheetah? I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, how did we go there? Like, I was like, wait a minute.
How did she get it?
So that's what before we started.
You just got it sitting in your living room. It's just wrapped in some newspaper in your living room. Like,
I mean, she was working for the Smithsonian. She probably found and just took the joint. Okay. She had time to go look for it.
I guess.
And plus, the fact that they were stealing artifacts. And
I mean, apparently you could just walk out of the Smithsonian with an artifact in your hand. Apparently
so it happened twice. They took a jet.
They did take a whole jet.
They took a whole jet.
Jet. So
you just see the armor out, not a big deal.
So let's talk about the two antagonists. So we had the lady that became a cheetah, which
Kristen Wiig. All right. Well, she didn't become a cheetah till like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, because here's what I don't understand.
Okay, go.
Maybe you can make this make sense to me. Face.
Sure.
What I don't understand is, how did her wishing to be like Diana Prince equal Wonder Woman losing her power? Like, couldn't she just? No,
that's not what happened. When she wished for Steve to come back, she said her wish was she would give anything, any and all that she had to have him back. So she lost her powers.
Oh, that's how because I didn't make that connection. Thank you.
I interpret like it's almost like the monkey paw, Mama the monkey paw. How you wish for something to happen and something good may happen, but in turn something bad happens for you to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how
it's a trick. Like that's the trick. Like you wish, but you gotta lose something.
Okay, I was just wondering because they had lost me on that one for a minute. Okay, but I'm with y'all now. I see it.
That's why that was all that. That's why all that drama was when she, when she ran down the street and jumped to the sky and all of that because she didn't want to say goodbye. Blah 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 blah. That's why she was losing. That's how she got her powers back.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. So okay, got it now. I'm with it now. Now the other antagonist is this Ponzi scheme guy.
The Mandalorian.
Who? Okay, so is he?
That's the dude that played the Mandalorian. That's all I know. Hey.
No, I didn't know if he was like a villain in like the comic books or something like that. Like,
not that I can recall. They seem to do this. Look here, nothing in this movie is like the comic book at all. So outside of Cheetah, that's about it.
Right. He seemed to miraculously know that this stone had all this power, but he couldn't find no damn oil. That's all I'm saying. He couldn't find no oil. But he knew about the stone.
He had the plan. Now, it doesn't explain. All things considered, he didn't seem to be a person that you could believe was smart enough to have done research and found this stone. That's all I'm saying. That's what disconnected was for me. I'm like, how did this son bitch find out about this stone in the first place?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he found out about it. Nobody else knew.
How his character made you think he was that guy?
Especially the scene when the dude showed up, decided he's gonna take his money back, and the son was there. I'm like, this dude is a loser. Like, how did he figure this out?
And not only that, but again, how did he know all of this about this stone and the powers of the stone and how the stone disappeared and what it had done in the past. And damn Diana Prince, who been around for damn 5,000 years, ain't know nothing about it.
Could read it. Could read. She's still reading Latin out loud.
Right. Like, she didn't know. So I'm like, how did he know? It'd be different if in the storyline they were like, oh, they found the lost talent from blah, blah, blah. She didn't know what the fuck it was. Like, I don't know. I got to do some research. Like,
right. She didn't believe the gem was real until what's his name, absorbed the stone, and she read she could read the inside of the bracelet that was in it. Like, which was, within the last 30 minutes of the movie. Right.
And I'm like, okay, and that's probably where I had kind of stopped paying attention too. Even if you fast forward to the end of the movie, I'm like, all he got to do is renounce his wish. That's it. All this shit go away if he just say, I changed my mind.
Well, here's all right. Here's my where suspension of disbelief goes wrong. You mean to tell me? Let's skip forward the fact that he took over, broadcast everywhere, and I know y'all know how TV works. You can't hear the audience, so how the hell is he? How the hell is he hearing all these wishes? First and foremost, but whatever.
I mean, to me, he just
how the hell because everybody. You tell me everybody in the world that wished something. We can skip all that. Everybody in the world that wished something decided they were going to renounce their wish. Everybody.
I woke up and I was like, oh, who's a TV evangelist? I was just like...
Well, that's the part that killed me. I'm like, well, so everybody? Nobody was like, nah, I'm good?
Everybody.
And even Cheetah, who couldn't hear the whole thing going on no way because she was still outside, decided to denounce her wish, which makes no sense because they're basically taking away one of Wonder Woman's main arch villain in Cheetah.
So Cheetah is from the comic books.
Yes. She's like one of Woman's main villains.
So then
she's like her Joker.
So then that makes no sense.
Right. Like everybody in the entire planet decided, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and announce my wish. We good. Everybody?
Everybody.
Even in America? Because I was like, what? It's not the world I know. Sorry.
That is crazy. That makes no sense at all.
And the fact that she walked in and got pushed around seriously pissed me off. Well, like she couldn't hit him not one good time.
Well, speaking of DC Comics shit that don't make sense.
All right.
Did y'all see that Michael Keaton's supposed to play Batman again?
In the geriatric version? Like what?
Like, are they gonna do
is Jack Nicholson gonna be the Joker again? What the hell?
Are they gonna do it like Batman Beyond?
And that's what people are referencing. It's like the only way Michael Keaton can play Batman again is if it's a Batman Beyond type of scenario with him and Robert Pattinson. So,
okay, well, what does that mean? Y'all know I don't know what that is. What is Batman?
So Batman Beyond was another cartoon where basically we see Bruce Wayne now, basically the age is Alfred, and he's out here trying to be Batman at like 65 years, 70 years old, and he gets into it with some people.
He damn near shoot somebody.
Yeah, and he pulls out a gun. And Batman never used a gun. So that's when he realized he had gotten to a point where he can't do it anymore. Through a series of events, he runs into this teenager, Terry something.
Terry McGinnis.
Terry who?
McGinnis.
Thank you. And Terry McGinnis winds up working for Bruce Wayne and then ultimately wound up becoming the new Batman. But he has all these other, because of technology, all these other gadgets.
Yeah, it's set in the future. It's way in the future, so it's like everything's all advanced and shit.
Yeah. So Batman basically essentially becomes Alfred, and Terry McGinnis. Bruce Wayne becomes Alfred, and Terry McGinnis becomes Batman, because Terry McGinnis' dad. So what happens is a group of people who takes the Joker hasn't been seen in years, and there's a group of people, gangs, who start calling themselves the Joker. But they start running out doing all this crazy, stupid stuff, and that's who Batman was about to shoot. Okay. And then one of them was responsible for Terry's dad's death, which is why he kind of had the same type of, vigilante outlook. But yeah, so, but yeah. Okay. So DC Comics kind of batting like, I think Superman was good. I think Batman. I think Batman was good. But as far as like Justice League was okay, but it kind of missed the mark. Wonder Woman missed the mark. And it was something else they did that kind of Aquaman definitely missed the mark.
I don't know. Aquaman wasn't that bad. It was kind of like
I had 2 hours of looking at Jason Momoa. I'm fine.
It was cool, but it was kind of like
watching on mute.
Like the story, like that storyline has been told. Like anybody who's a fan has seen it. They replayed it in Justice League. They just had a cartoon movie out about it. Like basically the same storyline. They basically told the same story again. Like we've seen that one already. So it's kind of like you know what I mean? Like it wasn't bad, but it's like we saw it already,
right?
Before, like they didn't put it. They try to put a spin on it, but it's like
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed they got Nicole Kidman to play his mom, and I like Nicole Kidman, but I was just like,
to play whose mom?
Jason Momoa's mom.
Yeah, she was the queen.
I don't pay. I don't care.
And that wasn't that bad. Like Suicide Squad could have been much better.
I was just there for Jason Momoa. I was just it.
And see, for me, Suicide Squad was good because I had no reference whatsoever for Suicide Squad. So it was okay. I love the guy who played El Diablo. So even in that makeup, I was like, hey, boo.
Right. Like it was cool. They failed with me what they did to Deadshot because I'm like, what's up with the guns on it? Like that's not what he wore, but whatever.
And they're making Suicide Squad 2, and Deadshot's not in it. Will Smith is not. He's not in it.
Well, that's not a big deal because the Suicide Squad they just take whoever's available anyway. Like it doesn't even matter. Like he could have been out of jail at that point.
Yeah, that's a lot of critics are saying. Like they didn't write him out. Like. They didn't get Mike to replace Will Smith, but Deadshot just won't be in Suicide 2.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter.
So since we're talking about a whole different movie at this point, I mean, overall, I think we all know, but overall, how do we feel about Wonder Woman 84?
Face.
Suck. Like it was...
Scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving it?
0.
Damn. Okay. Let me say this. Okay.
Here's why. And the only reason why I say that, I'm like, how you make a sequel in this day and age that's way worse than the original movie that came out?
Oh, that happens all the time.
I mean, but it's like usually the sequel is like some knockoff sci-fi TV straight to video trying it ain't been that bad in a long time when you do something like that egregious. Like what was the point of even the first movie? Like
you know what? And I was talking to my daughter about that one. That was kind of sentiment of hers. She was like, she's like you face, cartoon fanatic and things like that. She kind of made the point of
Man, you're echoing. I don't know what you got going on.
I don't know what I did. Okay. So her thought was, she said she might have been to tolerate 84 a little bit better if that had been the first movie.
Yeah.
And then you made the first one.
The first one was so good.
Yeah, she was like, they have released them in reverse. She said she might have been able to tolerate the first one a little bit better because it then gave you a background as to why she acted the way she did and why Steve was so important to her. But she's like, as a follow-up, it kind of sucked.
Man, this all the way around. It's like y'all, there was no other than Steve and the pictures she had. There was no point of reference to the first movie. Like her character, Wonder Woman herself, wasn't even like she was in the first movie.
I think
right.
Which threw me. I was like, wait.
And we didn't get no transition. Can I get a transition?
And I'm like, what are you trying to even prove at this point? You're telling 3 different stories.
Yeah.
And the actors are trying to hold it together. They did the best they could with the materials they was given.
The thing is, Wonder Woman 84 was filmed 2 years ago. Certain parts of it they were filming 2 years ago. So you had more than ample time to kind of put it together. You can't sit here and blame COVID because we weren't dealing with COVID in 2017. I just think it's a series of poor writing, directing, producing, and I think y'all was out there trying to jump up on the bandwagon when the first one came out, as opposed, like you're saying, Face, go back and rewatch the first one. Dive into the comic books. See the flow of the characters you're trying to develop before you just jump out here and make a movie.
Like Wonder Woman is one of the characters they can really go and run with. There's plenty of stories for Wonder Woman. And quite frankly, I mean, it's like they didn't read it at all. You talking about the character that dumped Superman. So that's what I'm saying. Because she felt that he was too much of a bitch. Like, so.
Was it the same, the writer director from the first one, or did they change? A lot of times that play.
I don't even remember that point. I didn't even go back. I wasn't curious enough to go back and look because I was just mad. Well, because if it wasn't the same person, I'd have been really pissed. Well, it's like, yo, really?
With the amount of backlash that they're getting, do you anticipate another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can put out another viable movie that can be better than the first two that they put out. Like, it's possible.
Yeah, they're gonna try to save it. They're gonna try to come back and save it and say, okay, well,
like don't release the extended version and all that other stuff. We're not interested. Just make another one.
Yeah, where they going? And it might be a while. They may shelve it. They may come back with a new writer, director, producer, one or the other, all three. But they like how many times we need to see Batman? How many times we need to see Spider-Man? You know, they're gonna keep redoing it until they feel as though they get it right.
Right. And I hate to go down this road, but Batman and Spider-Man are both male lead characters. They already, don't be trying to do the women like that. So that's the only reason why I asked. I mean, I'm not trying to be all, make it a race, a sex thing, but
they could do that. I mean, they could put another Birds of Prey out or just give Harley Quinn her own movie. Like, it's all possible. Just don't use the same Joker ever again.
You talking about which Joker? Which Joker?
The newest one. Jared Leto, that's his name?
Well, we had two. Jared Leto played Joker in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that one.
And Joaquin Phoenix played Joker in Joker.
But somehow I forgot about that. I was just thinking about like who they put in the movie with the Joel Justice League and all that. So it's Jared Leto Joker. Mm-hmm. Like don't ever have him come back ever again.
Oh wow! Not ever again.
Ever.
Forever.
Like maybe it has a comic reference when Joker comes back, like him and say that was just a phase.
Well, I said I would only hold y'all for 20 minutes, and it's been almost 30. But we said we would bring y'all the review, and that's all we got, y'all. I can speak for myself. I will watch Jingle Jangle, and Mink and I maybe Face. I don't know if we can get him to watch it, but we'll do a Jingle Jangle one.
What is that again?
Talk about it.
Watch Jingle Jangle.
What is that even on? Like who's
Netflix? Don't play Netflix. Look, it don't even matter what it's on because you got every 4,000 channels at your house.
I was going to say you have all of it. You can find Jingle Jangle. I wasn't gonna call you out, but since she did, I will. You got it.
I'm gonna call him out. Jingle Jangle. You got Netflix 1 and 2. You got Hulu 3.9. Don't play. You got all of it. You got HBO Maximum. Don't play.
Okay, you got all of it.
It's HBO Maximum though. All right.
Well, thank y'all for coming through, and we're gonna do a regular full show soon for everybody. We're gonna upload this, and maybe this weekend we can get together. I'm not sure if our schedules will blend, but I will let you guys know. We'll post it. All right, talk to y'all later.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The next time somebody from DC Comics decide to do a movie that ain't got shit to do with the comic books, the characters that we know and love, just tilt your head to the side and say, "Really, bitch?"
All right, y'all. Peace.